This episode of Techzilla is brought to you by Toyota. Want to make really big 3D printed objects, or you just want 3D printing to be easier? You're going to love what MakerBot had to announce at CES 2014. Welcome to Techzilla Bytes. We're feeding your tech hunger fast. I'm Patrick Norton, and actually myself and the guy behind the camera, Michael, my co-host on Tryon. We are pretty stoked after seeing MakerBot's presentation at CES 2014. It's really all about smart extruders. I'll get to that in a second. If you're not familiar with MakerBot, I don't know how that could be. They're 5 years old. Bree Pettis, the founder, the man, the myth, the legend, basically said, look, we started at CES 5 years ago with a 10x10 booth. Now they had their own presentation on press day, and they had some pretty cool announcements. Mostly, though, they wanted to make sure it's about people who make things. And it's not just goofy little 3D printed objects that your kids play with. It's actually making prosthetic hands for children, and actually children making their own prosthetic hands. How cool is that? Or a company like Lockheed Martin taking advantage of the MakerBot Replicator 3D printing technology to basically shave months and $1 million off the cost of a space telescope design. This is exciting stuff. Do I sound a little giddy? Well, I kind of am a little giddy. With a 3D printer, you don't need a factory. You need an idea and a willingness to fail until it works. I like that concept, and I really like the MakerBot Replicator 3D printing platform. The Replicator Mini, and the Replicator Z18. They essentially dropped 3 new gorgeous pieces of hardware today. And when I say gorgeous, take a look at the enclosures. They're metal, they're beautiful, they're sculpted, they have style, they have depth. Built-in cameras for print monitoring or sharing things socially. And it's kind of interesting. PLA filament, we're used to that 100 micron layer resolution, and the smart extruders. Look at this being snapped out of the printer right now. It's really, really great because it pauses your print if you run out of filament, calls for help so you can put more filament inside of it, and it's held on with magnet, it snaps off. You should hear the beautiful sound it makes as it's going in. Basically, if you've ever had a 3D print fail because you ran out of filament, you're going to love the idea of smart extruders monitoring what's going on inside the head. So all those printers have that in common. Then things get really different, and mostly it's about size. The Replicator Mini has the same volume build as the MakerBot Cupcake, but it is way more powerful. There's only one button. This is one-touch 3D printing, USB or Wi-Fi for connectivity, $1,375, available in spring of 2014. And then the workhorse, the MakerBot Replicator. This is the 5th generation, 8x10 by 6-inch build volume, like a shoebox, people. High resolution or speed, it's your choice. Print at 300 micron resolution, you're going to get a really, really fast print, like a draft print. It's going to look a little rough. 100 micron resolution, you're going to get a beautiful, well, let me quote this, a model that feels luscious and good. That's a quote from Bree. It's his thing, so obviously he's going to say it's gorgeous. I really like the controls. It's a 3.5-inch color LCD display and essentially a volume knob like you'd have off of an old stereo. Allows you to basically scroll through, check things out, get your exploration on, and there's assisted build plate leveling, which means if you can turn a knob, you can level the plate and you can have a much more successful 3D building experience. USB, Ethernet, or Wi-Fi available now for $2,899, and then the printer everybody wants, the MakerBot Replicator Z18. Make big things like crazy space helmets, a massive build volume, 2,592 cubic inches. That's a 12 by 12 by 18 inch build volume. That is awesome. Same controls as the Replicator and an enclosed and heated build chamber, which if you've ever had a model get larger as one end cools faster than the other and things sort of fall apart and get ugly, ladies and gentlemen, a heated build chamber is an awesome concept. Not cheap. Well, actually, it is pretty cheap. $6,499 sounds like a lot, but for a build volume that big, it's absolutely inexpensive. Maybe I should sell my truck. Available in spring 2014. MakerBot also announced desktop and mobile apps. Desktop has Makerware and Cloud Library built in along with print monitoring and controls. Mobile does notifications and alerts and manages your designs. And Print Shop is really cool. You want bone simple 3D printing? Print Shop is, quote, a fun, easy, and free way to create and 3D print all kinds of cool things like printable signs. If you can type, you can get something out with Print Shop, or you can make bracelets. And, oh yeah, one more thing for MakerBot, the Entertainer. Models you can buy individually or in collections starting at 99 cents. A lot of cool stuff going on at MakerBot. I was really excited to see it. I can't wait to see the printers in action on the show floor tomorrow. I totally want to start making helmets with the Z18. That thing looks freaking amazing. MakerBot.com is the website. And hey, you want to know about another website? Do us a favor, check out Techzilla.com or YouTube.com/Techzilla for all of our CES show coverage. And I want to thank Toyota for sponsoring our coverage of CES 2014. I'm Patrick Norton, and we're off to the next event to see what other shiny new objects we can find.